Hey, how's it going, guys? It's the Llamaster here, and welcome back to another Rocket League video. And in this one, guys, we are going to be continuing that series of showing you guys every single painted item from the brand new Turbo crates. And in this one, we're going to be going through every single painted version of the Tachyon trail. That's right, guys. So this is the first time that we've ever had a painted trail, and there are some very unique variants of this. Some of them are admittedly a little bit disappointing, but there are a ton that look awesome, and some that are just really surprising. So I think you guys will enjoy this one, and as always, if you do enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like down below. And without further ado here, let's jump into it. Alright guys, so before we jump into the trails themselves, first of all, I do want to say that this trail comes in every single color that you can get it. So all 13 colors do for sure exist, which means sky blue and cobalt are included as well, which are a little bit weird, and I will show you that later on, but they do for sure come in all 13 colors. Now along with this, do keep in mind that these can look sort of different on different cars, simply because some have the double trail coming out of them, some just have the single one, so it can look different, but I tried to give you a good mix of all of them. But anyways guys, starting this off in alphabetical order, this is actually my friend Speedo's Tachyon trail, which he let me borrow, and it is a very unique trail. Now as you can probably see, it is a little bit thinner for some reason than the other Tachyon trails. I think that's simply because like the outlines are a little more transparent than the usual one, but along with that, what's kind of weird is that it's not fully black. You can actually see a little bit of red in there, as well as a little bit of a dark purple kind of mixed in, as well actually as a little bit of white as well. So it's definitely a very interesting mix of colors for a very unique trail. But moving on to the next one here with burnt sienna, and finally I'm able to cover a burnt sienna painted item from this crate that actually has a video with it. So this one was actually kind of hard to find. I don't know why burnt sienna items are like never posted online, but this one I'm really surprised because it actually looks very good for a burnt sienna color. So as you can see, it actually doesn't look burnt sienna like the typical color we see on wheels. It has this really bright red to it. Now it's not as red as the crimson, which you'll see really soon, but it definitely has more red than burnt sienna, which is kind of like mixed in a little bit, and you can actually see a little bit of that weird dark green that sometimes comes with it. But overall, it's actually a very nice variant in burnt sienna. But moving on to the cobalt version here, and this was one of the weird ones that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and unfortunately I believe this is one of two I don't have a video for, but with this one you can see that it is pretty close to the regular one. Now you can notice it if you look closely. The cobalt is definitely quite a bit darker, and the regular Tachyon is a little more of like a turquoise light blue sort of color, but when you put them side to side, they are fairly close. Now along with that, cobalt actually looks quite a bit like the trail everybody has that goes by the name of Data Stream. So keep that in mind when trading for this one. It's not the most noticeable, and I don't really think this one will top the pricing charts anytime soon. But moving on to one here that definitely will top the pricing charts, this is the crimson variant. So as you can see here, this one is very crimson. There is no mistaking this one for any other color, and it definitely looks amazing. Now along with this, it's one of the ones that doesn't have like a weird variety of colors to it. Like as we saw with the black one, it kind of mixes a bunch of colors. This one keeps most of those fairly close, with mainly the bright red and a little bit of black thrown in. So overall, just a very good looking trail. Now moving on to one that might rival the crimson, this is the forest green variant, which goes really well with Heatwave, as you can see here. But it has kind of a similar thing going on as the crimson. It really has a solid color to it with just a little bit of a darker green thrown in there, but I definitely think that works together with that brighter one to overall create this really nice looking trail. This is definitely one that I think I might be going after, which is saying something because I don't usually go after green items, but seeing how just clear this one is, it's easily one that I really want, and I think a lot of people will want it too. But moving on again here to another very interesting variant, and this one is provided to us by Staple RL, so big thanks to him for this one as well as the next one with the lime. But taking a glance at this trail, it is pretty insane. It definitely does not look gray at all. I will say that it looks a lot more like pink, black, freaking blue, purple. I do not really know, but this is not gray. So I don't know about you guys. It's definitely a very interesting trail. It's going to be really hard to match with colors unless you have something like 20XX. But again, it's got to be one of the most unique trails I've ever seen, and it actually looks pretty good for a gray variant. As for the next one here with lime, again from Staple RL, this is a very good looking one. I do not even really have to tell you that, but as as you can see here, this one has that classic just super bright lime color to it, and I'm pretty sure it's actually the brightest one out of all of the painted Tachyons. So because of that, I definitely think this one will trade for quite a bit, and no doubt it's got to be one that I'm going to go after as well. As for the painted orange variant of this trail, and this is actually one that I unboxed myself, and if you want to see that unboxing, I just posted it recently. There will be a link to it down below in the description. But for this trail, as you can see, it is no doubt an orange trail. Now with this one, it does definitely have a very good mix of colors to it, because it doesn't just match that sort of bright orange, which I definitely like, and you can see that mainly along the sides, but it also has that darker orange in the center, as well as sort of like a lighter yellow to it. So all of that just works really well together to create this insane trail. But moving on here to a very interesting variant of this trail, this one is the pink version. So as you can see here, this one is really pink. There is no doubt about that. It is easily one of the brightest trails out of all of the Tachyons, but it's got this super bright pink to it, as well as some darker pinks, as well as a little bit of purple and blue. But with this, there is no way to mistake this one for any other Tachyon trail, and overall, it's actually a very nice one. But speaking of a trail that's sort of really close to the pink, the purple variant of this is pretty much just a darker version of the pink Tachyon. So with this one, and I don't have the best video here, but you can clearly see that it still carries a bunch of those pinks, just kind of on a darker scale. So that makes the blues pop out a little more, the darker purples. But overall, it's still a very nice one, and it kind of looks a lot like a mix of like dark matter and plasma, which is kind of interesting. But I really do like this one, and I could definitely see it going for quite a bit. As for the Saffron one here, this is a really cool one because it actually looks kind of gold. So this guy even has the alpha cap and the beta nugget to go along with it. But just by looking at this trail, it also has a little bit of a lime to it, which is a little odd. I don't really know why that's there. But overall, it's very yellow, very bright. And also it has that very nice gold tinge to it that easily makes this one of the best trails. Now getting into the second to last one here with the sky blue. This is the other one I don't have a video for. I searched all over the internet and could not find one. So we're gonna have to settle with this image, which is HD, and it does show you clearly the colors of this trail. But speaking of those colors, this one is it is pretty freaking close to the original. Like, I'm gonna warn you right now and compare these side to side. It is not one that I would want to go after. I mean, you can judge it for yourself, but it is pretty clear to see that these things look almost identical. It is a little bit more smooth. There's not as much as a variant of colors with the sky blue, but either way, if you were to see these ones at a glance, you would have to look at it under a microscope to see that it's actually painted. So definitely keep that in mind when trading for this one. But moving on to the last one here with the titanium white, this one does not look at all like the original. And that is definitely a good thing because it is actually a pretty good looking trail. Now I will say that I'm really disappointed that it's not fully white. I was really expecting something like the lime or crimson for this, but for some reason they decided to add in that weird blue and sort of orange to it. It's definitely not a bad looking trail, just not as good as I thought it would look. But anyways guys, that is going to be it for all of the painted Tachyon trails. Be sure to leave a like down below if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, and feel free to come back to this anytime in the future when you are trading for these items. And do not forget to subscribe because I will soon be covering the roulette wheels as well. Now along with that, be sure to check out some of my previous videos, including every variant of the painted endo, as well as every painted variant of the Kalos wheels. But other than that guys, again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm the Llamacer, and I will see you guys next time.